destiny. The destiny of the people of St. Lucia is in your hands. And we, in the St. Lucia Labour Party, will change that destiny from what it is now for better St. Lucia for us and for all our children. That is our destiny. A better St. Lucia without Alan Shasley and the United Workers' Party. My brothers and sisters, good night. Good night, my brothers and sisters. Good night, my comrades of the St. Lucia Labour Party. Good night, my sisters and brothers listening all over the world. Welcome to this meeting, the first meeting of the year of the St. Lucia Labour Party. I welcome you and I thank you. Last week, my sisters and my brothers, we went to Parliament with a no confidence motion in Alan Shasley. In the beginning, they said it was a joke. They laughed. They ridiculed us. They said what we were doing was nonsense and we did not know what we were doing. But I always said to them, tato, tato. When it began, when they saw that the pressure was building, they began to go mad. On Monday before, they held a cabinet meeting that ended at midnight trying to stop this motion. They call all kinds of experts, lawyers from here and lawyers from there. But all what the lawyers told them is Philip J. Pierre is there and he's right. Because the motion of no confidence was under Standing Order 21 of the Standing Orders of the House of Assembly, and the Standing Order said that any motion can be brought against any member or any idea at any time. So we were on solid ground. And we knew, me and my comrades, we knew what we were doing, and we knew that the people of St. Lucia were on our side, so we were confident and we moved in one to defeat them in the House of Parliament. But we knew that all of them were the same. I always told you that there is no difference. When some of you tell me this one better than the other and this one is discontented, I always said to you, all of them are the same. Membet. So they came on Tuesday. And I want to tell you, the Speaker of the Parliament is not a member of our party. The Speaker of the Parliament has run elections against the St. Lucia Labour Party. But you know, we beat him. But when something is right, you must say it's right. And the Speaker stood up like a man. There were over 50 objections. They didn't want me to speak. They thought I would get vexed and get on. But I was as cool as a cucumber because I knew that truth was on my side and the people of St. Lucia were behind me. So I was not afraid. They wanted me to get on. I get on when I want. I make noise when I want. No one will tell me want to make noise. And when Guy Joseph mess around again, what he'll get, he won't be able to take. So I do it when I want. It's at my pace and the pace of my comrades on this side. But I'll tell you something. They're coming for the Speaker. They are coming for the Speaker. But if they believe that they will come for the Speaker, not because the Speaker is a member of our party, the Speaker is not a Labourite, but we must stand for what is right. And if they believe they take the Speaker away, I will call on the people of Labour to march for democracy, not for the Speaker, but for democracy. Because somebody must stand up. And this Labour Party is known for standing up for what is right. This Labour Party is known for standing up for bread, freedom, and justice. It doesn't matter who it is. Once it's right, we will stand for it. And in that case, Andy Daniel was right, so we will stand for him if they begin to mess with him. So I'm putting you on alert. I'm putting you on alert, my brothers and sisters. My sisters and my brothers, during the no confidence motion, you heard they tried to stop Kenny Anthony from speaking. In fact, they stopped him. But you must understand how these UWPs operate. Kenny had his light on first. The speaker said he did not see. So Kenny said, okay, I will yield to the one from Denry. What's his name? Estefan? What's his name? Estefan, right? They said he would yield for the one from Denry. And you know the guy stood up and had the gall and the audacity to say he wants to stop the debate after Kenny Anthony yielded to him. What man, what kind of man is that? But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We had made our case, and we are continuing to make our case on the streets. And I told them, what they do not let us to say in the parliament will stay on the streets of St. Lucia. So you just start to us. It is 2.5 years since the United Workers' Party has been in power. And they promise us all kinds of things. They promise us everything in the world. I want to ask you a question. Is your life better now under the United Workers' Party? Is your health care better now? Is the St. Jude Hospital open? Is the OKU working? Do you have houses, low-income houses? Do you have better and better paid jobs? If you have a small business, are you making more money now? That is the country that they said they would make better. And if you are a policeman, have they solved impacts? Have they made impacts disappear? Is the crime situation better now than it was before? That is the country they said they would make better. And you know what they do? Where is the ching-ching in your pockets? Where is the ching-ching in your pockets? You know where the ching-ching is? The ching-ching is in the hands of Ojo Labs. They took millions of your dollars, and they gave it to Ojo Labs. And up to today, the Prime Minister cannot come to the Parliament with an accounting of the money that was spent in Ojo Labs. And when I told them about CHTTI, Guy Joseph jumped up. He jumped up. But the next day, I brought a document in Parliament that says that who is the director of CHTTI. And I'm asking him again to deny that his wife is the director of CHTTI. But they jump up and say, that's not true. That's not true. But my brothers and sisters, the time will come. The time will come when all these things will come to light. All of these things will come to light. They talk about tourism. Tourism. Are the hotel workers getting more pay now than they got before? Don't the hotel workers have to work hard, leave work, do all these double shifts? And if there is tourism, if tourism is doing well, the hotel workers supposed to do well also. If tourism is doing well, the taxi drivers ought to do well also. If tourism is doing well, the vendors ought to do well also. But are they doing better? They are not doing better, my brothers and sisters. They are not doing better. And this government for the last 2.5 years, and that is very important, they have borrowed $1.5 billion. When they came into power, the national debt was $3.5 billion. They have borrowed $1.5 billion. So the national debt is now $5 billion. There are 80,000 people working in St. Lucia. So each of these 80,000 people, the government has a debt on your back of $62,000. Listen to that carefully. Listen carefully. Because some of you don't understand or do not understand what high debt means for a country. Every one of you who is working, the government has put a debt on your back of $62,000 per person. Every one of you who is working here, who is here tonight, you already owe $62,000. $5 billion of debt that this government has put on your back. When they came into power, it was $3.5 billion. That is the total debt from time. In 2.5 years, they have added $1.5 billion on that $3.5 billion. In Alan Chastain's 2.5 years, when he borrowed $1.5 billion, he has put on your back, each of you, $15,000 of debt. That is what he has given you in the last 2.5 years. $15,000 of debt on your back. And comrades, this debt thing is not a joke. We take it for a joke because we do not think of the consequences of that debt. Look at Barbados, and you can check for yourself. Check for yourself. Barbados now has to send home thousands of civil servants because of high debt. Look at Grenada. Grenada had to bring back income tax at 30%. Grenada had to have a wage freeze on civil servants because of high debt. Look at Jamaica. Because of high debt, Jamaica had to go to the IMF. Look at St. Kitts. Because of high debt, St. Kitts had to put its VAT at over 20% and had to have a proper CIP program because of high debt. When Alan Chastanet inherited the economy of St. Lucia, he found the debt at about 69%. It was manageable because we knew in the government of the St. Lucia Labour Party that high debt would cause a disaster to the people of St. Lucia. To make it better for him, the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank and the CDB, they had what is called a rebasing of our debt, and they brought down the national debt. So Alan Chastanet inherited that platform where he could move the economy. Instead of doing that, he took your money and he borrowed $500 million in one sitting of the parliament. $500 million in one sitting of the parliament. And you sit here and you tell me you won a no confidence motion, so you're boasting, you won, so you're boasting. He came to the parliament and he's borrowing, and Ernest Hiller told you, he's borrowing $100 million for the airport, and he doesn't even know the price of the airport. So it's like you going to the bank to borrow money to build a house and you have no plan for the house. That's what it is. You're going to borrow money to build a house and you have no plan for the house. That is how Alan Chastanet is treating you. That is how he's treating you, my brothers and sisters. My brothers and sisters, high debt means that you will not be able to get basic health care because all your tax money will have to go to paying debts. High debt means that your children will not be able to go to university for the government to help assist because all your money will go to paying debts. That is where Alan Shastney is bringing us. That's where he's bringing us, my brothers and sisters. And having brought us there, you will hear the propaganda. Wait, Ernest told you about a business that's going to be the place where the propaganda will happen. So next week, they'll tell you they open a bridge in cul-de-sac. You know who negotiated that bridge? Yours truly. Do you know that bridge that they opened in cul-de-sac came under when I was Minister of Infrastructure? And you know why it is taking so long? It is taking so long because they had to regularize the procurement. Because they wanted to put their own contractors, and the Japanese say, no, you can't put your own contractor. So the Japanese called them up, and as we speak, they are in Japan signing the contract because the Japanese say, no fresh start. That is what. So that is why it's nothing they do. So they come back boasting about bridge. My brothers and sisters, this government has wasted 2.5 years of your time. This government has put you back. The only word they have given you for the 2.5 years is debt. Debt and only debt. And very soon, you will have all the projects. Alan Shastney told you that he would have horse racing in Vieux Fort, and he would bring thoroughbreds from America, a fellow called, a horse called, what's the horse name? Justify. Tout calte vle magie. Justify. They will go and have horse race in Vieux Fort. Independence Day is the 22nd of February. I want all of you to go to Vieux Fort for the horse race. And you know what? You know what we should do? We should have a donkey race in Vieux Fort. We should bring donkeys in Vieux Fort to race, and that is Alan Shastney horse racing. He told you he would employ 800 people, and he said Vieux Fort is going to be the Pearl of the Caribbean. What is happening in Vieux Fort? What is happening in Vieux Fort? No horse race. You know what's in Vieux Fort? He has caused the stadium where you and your friends have to go when you are sick. He has left the stadium in a deplorable state, and he's on Facebook saying he's excited because he brought starting meters for a racetrack. What kind of prime minister is that? Who would believe that racing horses is more important than the health of the people of St. Lucia? And you tell me you want a no confidence motion? And you sit in the parliament and say you support a prime minister who believes that horse racing is more important than the health of the people of St. Lucia. So my brothers and sisters, as the weeks come ahead, you will hear all kinds of announcements. Alan Shastney will turn all kinds of swords. He'll turn so many swords, he'll have backache. Igai Tupatu, turn the sword, turn the sword, turn the sword, turn the sword, turn the sword. He'll go over and say, tomorrow you'll have a hotel in Grosile, a hotel here, a hotel there, 500 jobs, 600 jobs, 2,000 jobs, this and that rooms. I'll tell you, let not your heart be troubled. Because all these things are only going to be things to fool you, because the time has gone When I went to the parliament, I said to them, time. I said to them, you believe 4 years is 40 years. They didn't believe me. Now the time has run out on them. So you'll hear all kind of announcements. You'll hear all kind of things happening, my brothers and sisters. But do not be fooled. My brothers and sisters, for the no confidence motion, they said that I was power hungry and the Labour Party was power hungry. But I said to them, we're not power hungry, we are ready for power. We are not power hungry, we are ready for power. You know why? We are ready for power to give a better life to the young people of St. Lucia. We are ready for power to transform the economy from friends, family, and foreigners to the people of St. Lucia. We are ready for power to give small businesses a chance in St. Lucia and not Ojo Labs. We are ready for power to transform the economy for the young people of St. Lucia. We are ready for power to have an economy for the youth. We are ready for power to ensure that every man and woman in this country has an equal opportunity to bring up his children in a respectable way. We are ready for power to change the health situation in this country to avoid what is happening now, to allow affordable health care for every man and woman. We are ready for power. We are ready for power. And this power will come from you. This power will come from you. You are the ones who will transform that power to us. And when we get that power, we will change the lives of the people of St. Lucia once and forever. I thank you very much, my brothers and sisters.